Good evening and welcome. Thanks for tuning in to NDTV 24/7. I'm Padmaja Joshi, and as always, on every issue that matters, every story that is big in the day, the buck stops here. The big question all of India is asking: what really went wrong in Ladakh? Was this part of a conspiracy? Were there foreign elements involved in it? Or is the government only trying to look for scapegoats in what has been an administrative failure? Today on The Buck Stops Here, Sonam Wangchuk himself is going to be asked all of those questions and much more. Did he try and incite an Arab Spring-style revolution and uprising right here in our country? No punches pulled, no questions left unasked. But first, let's tell you what really the contours of this story are. Sudden violence in Ladakh yesterday left 4 people dead, and now the crackdown has begun. The centre has squarely blamed activist Sonam Wangchuk for incitement, while the BJP has accused the Congress of being hand in glove with him. Even as this investigation against Wangchuk and into the violence is underway, the Home Ministry cancelled the FCRA license of one of the organizations associated with him, the Students' Educational and Cultural Movement of Ladakh, or SECMOL. The reason for that is multiple violations of the FCRA Act. But sources indicate that this could just be the beginning, with his arrest also a distinct possibility. Now remember, yesterday in a statement, the Union Home Ministry said that Wangchuk was misleading the people on Ladakh when it came to talks with the government, and in fact had provoked them through incendiary speeches, knowing that a constant engagement is taking place between the centre and those within Ladakh who had certain demands of statehood, demands of being included in Schedule 6. Now, even more troubling details are emerging of the violence. While speaking to NDTV, the LG of Ladakh said that an outsider angle is at play, a deep-rooted conspiracy by foreign elements that was executed with the collusion of those within India.
मैंने कहा कि लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था में ये सब चीजें जायज हैं, लेकिन उसमें एक साजिश की जब बू आती है तो साफ जाहिर होता है कहीं ना कहीं विदेशी ताकतें अब धीरे धीरे बहुत सी चीज़ें सामने आएंगी जो इसको करवा रही हैं। ये एक सुनियोजित एक साजिश थी, और अभी तो जांच होने के बाद बहुत सी चीज़ें सामने आएंगी, कौन लोग इसके पीछे थे, कौन लोग इसको सभी के सामने भड़काने का प्रयास कर रहे थे। आज मैं उन कुछ घायल लोगों की लिस्ट भी देख रहा हूँ, जिसमें डोडा से भी, नेपाल से भी। अब इसके बाद वो तो कुछ इंजर्ड हुए तो वो सामने ध्यान में आए, लेकिन इसके बावजूद कहाँ से ये चीज़ें हो रही थी, बहुत सी ऐसी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ भी इसके लिए जिम्मेवार हैं। पुलिस को पूरा जब डिप्लॉयमेंट सुबह की गई थी, हमने लाठियों के साथ उनको भेजा था कि बड़ा शांतिपूर्ण अगर होता है तो उस पर, लेकिन इन लोगों ने मजबूर कर दिया। मुझे लगता है कि ये कहीं ना कहीं ये चाहते थे कि किसी व्यक्ति को भी आग लगा करके वो भड़काया जाए और यहाँ पर माहौल ख़राब किया जाए। हमारी पुलिस ने, हमारे सीआरपीएफ ने बड़े संयम के साथ काम ले करके इस चीज़ को रोका है।
That's right. The questions now are straightforward. What were people from Nepal and Doda doing among the protesters? Was this done by design? Was the protest by Sonam Wangchuk engineered to sabotage ongoing talks between the protesters and the government? And does any of this tie in with a separate investigation already being carried out against the activists for financial and land irregularities? Those charges against him are already being probed. But despite the government putting these facts on record, the entire opposition has rallied behind both Wangchuk and the Congress. They say that Ladakh is only a symptom of what's happening in the country. Anyone raising their voice is dubbed anti-national, is silenced, and Wangchuk also is being made into a scapegoat.
नहीं, देखिए ये तो लोगों का आउटबर्स्ट है, वो तो बीजेपी तो कहने को लिए, क्योंकि उनकी पॉलिसी उनको समझ आ रहा है आहिस्ता आहिस्ता, ये इनकी जो पॉलिसी एक्सपोज हो रही है, तो इसलिए अपनी जो खामियां, अपने फेलियर उसको छुपाने के लिए किसी न किसी को तो स्केपगोट बनाना ही है। तो कांग्रेस के पास इतना सपोर्ट होता तो फिर बात कुछ और होती, ऐसा तो नहीं है। ये तो एक स्पॉन्टेनियस है, वहाँ पर लोगों का जज्बा है, लोगों की आइडेंटिटी पे लगता है हमारे अटैक हो रहा है, हमारे जॉब्स पे अटैक हो रहा है, हमारी ज़मीन पे अटैक हो रहा है, इसलिए लोग बाहर आ रहे हैं।
जब वो फेल हो जाते हैं तो किसी और को कसूरवार ठहराते हैं। अब अगर कांग्रेस इतनी ही ताकतवर है कि वो लद्दाख में दंगे करा सकती है, तो फिर उनका काउंसिल क्यों नहीं बना? जब काउंसिल के इलेक्शन हुए, जीत किसकी हुई? बीजेपी की हुई। कांग्रेस की तो वहां बुरी तरह से हार हुई। तो हालात जब खराब हो जाते हैं तो यही बीजेपी वाले जो हैं फिर बहाने ढूंढते हैं।
And that brings us to the questions on which the buck stops here. Is there really a toolkit of violence being prepared for which Ladakh has been made a staging ground? Was this just an experiment of a bigger program that has been made for the entire country? Or is the violence a result of the government's failure with Wangchuk only being made into a scapegoat? To answer all of those questions, all of those allegations and much more, let's go straight across to Sonam Wangchuk joining us now. Thank you very much, sir, for speaking to us. What were people from Nepal and Doda doing among those who have been injured? These are serious allegations made to us by the Lieutenant Governor. He's saying that people from outside were there among those injured.
As far as I know, these were passers-by who got into the exchange. I never heard of any other description. I heard there was a Tibetan lady also, who I'm sure must have been passing by. That's all I have heard.
But then in that case,
nothing about other outsiders being in Ladakh.
But why would they go towards the violence? Anyone who's passing by would instinctively move away. Why would they participate if already there is violence taking place? That seems a bit strange, don't you think?
No, I think they should do a better investigation. I have never ever heard this before this, and coming from Lieutenant Governor, it sounds serious, but I've only heard that there were some passers-by who also got hurt.
No, but sir, again, my question is, why would they get involved instinctively if you're passing by and there is violence? If these Nepali citizens are only passing by, why would they get involved?
This happened all of a sudden. This was completely sudden, and I'm sure there were people on the streets when this was happening. At least I have not heard of any such version, and people from Nepal in Ladakh are poor laborers. At the best, waiters in restaurants. Doda are like manual laborers. So I don't know what they are building up, but there's never been heard of any people from anywhere outside Ladakh involved in anything. But I would be interested in knowing more. I don't know at all about
Okay,
this.
then let's tell you more, especially from the MHA statement. What does it say about this particular case? The MHA has said, in fact, it's something that the LG also told us. He said that foreign elements were involved. The MHA statement says it is clear that the mob was incited by Shri Sonam Wangchuk through his provocative statements. Did you provoke the people into getting onto the streets, into starting this arson and stone pelting?
Okay. There has been many such charges on me in the past 2 months, right before the Hill Council elections. I see this as a chain of events in the same chain. But otherwise, I was not even in a position to make speeches. I was on the 15th day of hunger. All I was doing was just 2 minutes update at the most to the people, followers on social media. Otherwise, not really. I mean, I would like them to show me if there is any such provocative statements.
Okay.
But what I find is it's unfortunate that while people have died, we are playing politics on the corpses. It's very unfortunate. They didn't have any plans. It was abrupt and organic. But the immediate reason was when 2 people among the hunger strikers got hospitalized, 2 elderly people. And that was the immediate reason for people's sentiments. Otherwise, it was just 5 years of frustration at joblessness, at promises unmet, safeguards under 6th schedule, and all of that came out on this unfortunate day. There was nothing. It's very sad. This is a clever move, I always say, but not a wise move. At this time, we need wisdom. We need to, put balm and not salt on injuries. Let me tell you something. As I speak, Apex bodies, youth wing workers are being arrested and harassed. This is not going to result in peace. This will further aggravate if they put the blame on me or on Congress and harass these poor youth who have done nothing. Actually, let me tell you, when this rampage was happening, the youth wing of Apex body went on cars with loudspeakers to appeal to them to stop it. So did our senior leaders like Tupstan Sewang and Seringla group. But it was so bad that they were themselves, almost hit. So they couldn't even stop it. So these youth were trying to stop, and now they are being taken into
No, but did you
custody.
appeal? Did you appeal for peace? Because the Home Ministry has said, incidentally, that amidst these violent developments, you broke your fast and left for your village in an ambulance without making any serious efforts to control the situation. They are saying, the government is saying you could have saved lives if you had asked the protesters, the arsonists to stop.
Please. I don't know why they're playing this blame game after such a sad incident. If you look up the media, I made an appeal in Ladakhi. I made an appeal in Hindi while, guns were blasting right near my ears. You can hear the blasts in that speech where I say this is not the way our path has been. Our path has been peaceful, and this violence is not supporting us. It's doing more damage to the cause. And right as I was speaking, there were explosions, that shook, and the cameraman can be seen shaking. So I made those appeals, and then finally I had to leave. You know what? Soon after I left, the forces, CRPF and Ladakh police came inside the Anshan Park and beat people ruthlessly. It was like a Jallianwala Bagh scene, except that there were no firing, but they just beat the people around. I can share with you visuals of that if you like.
Okay, so you're saying that you also appealed for peace. The government is misleading everyone, but the argument is, as far as the police opening fire is, that they were initially there with lathis, but protests went out of hand. There was a threat to their life. They had to take action. In fact, the LG told us that there was even perhaps an attempt to try and set people on fire. There was an attempt at immolations.
They were breaking some offices, yes. They burned something, but there were no killing of people at all, except for firing from the police. You should see the videos. Do you see any immolation? You see only police firing. Now,
no, but senior police officers, they were attacked. Cars were set on fire. Why were cars set on fire? There was almost a lethal attack on the police.
They set on fire buildings, police cars, and so on. But on the other hand, please have an inquiry into how come that people who are not armed were shot to kill, without any damage on the other side. Please inquire what are the norms under which you shoot at crowds. You don't shoot to kill, you shoot at their legs to scare them away. But here, 7 to 10 people are critically injured with bullets in their chest, faces, and so on. This is not done to your own citizens at a border place. This you must ask why they were shot. Did they have the permissions to shoot to kill?
But
were their
what
lives
could you have
in
done,
threat?
sir? There was
were
a threat.
Their lives in threat?
There was a threat.
Because buildings were
Buildings had been set on fire.
And the police officer was
there were
attacked.
cops who
Cars
were attacked.
set
What
on fire,
would you
not
have
people.
done?
There are no forces in ICU. No forces have died. But so many young people have died. This is not a nation's army, police used on its own sons and daughters.
Sir, the forces may not be in ICU, but the fact is that there was a threatening attack on them. There was an almost lethal attack. A cop's vehicle was set on fire.
How would I know? This was all abrupt. How would I know? For me, it was something very unfortunate, a failure of my path and my cause.
Okay, so you're saying that this has not been done according to you. This has not been done by any incitement that you have done. There is a video that is being circulated of yours, which
There
is
is
on
an
September
earlier
10th.
video of you
I can't believe I had any such things. I never asked.
No, in that video you're
take to
telling
the
people to take to the
streets ever.
streets.
I never. I always
What did you say
asked
on
them
the
to
10th of
sit in
September?
prayers with me. I asked them to sit in prayers with me. No, there cannot be.
No, but there is an earlier video of you talking of an Arab Spring style protest. Did you or did you not say that there should be an Arab Spring style uprising in India?
That's totally out of context from 6-7 months ago, when in a Ladakhi podcast I was saying, if for this cause any lives have to go, then it should be my one life rather than so many like it has happened. So I was saying I would rather die of either hunger or self-immolate, so that this cause is fulfilled, and so that in future such outbursts don't happen. That was long ago, and that couldn't have caused yesterday's. Similarly, people talk about this Gen Z comment.
Yes.
That was
Yes, Gen Z comment.
after the event had already happened. I was describing that. I don't usually use Gen Z, but somehow it slipped out of my mouth. And why not? I mean, Gen Z is what they call themselves, these young people. So I was saying it was all organic, abrupt, and almost like a Gen Z revolution.
But Arab Spring was about overthrowing a government. Are you advocating for that to happen in India? Arab Spring wasn't as innocent as that. Even Gen Z in Nepal, they overthrew a government.
Wherever, I was saying, if this government gives, it's great, but otherwise I would like to give my own life. My own life. I was not saying anything about others. I would like to rather give my life out of hunger or immolation.
So you're saying that the Arab Spring revolution, you're saying, is about giving your own life. Let me ask you simply, why was a Congress councillor present there during the violence? Was the presence of Phunsok Sepang a mere coincidence? Why was he present at that
There is
spot?
a big effort to find a scapegoat, whether in Mr. Wangchuk or in a party like Congress. So what would you say if I told you that Mr. Sepak's photo, which was being flashed by this spokesperson, yeah, is a lie?
Are you saying that this is a
No.
lie? He's not
No,
there.
it was
he wasn't
somebody
there.
else who looked like him, and they quickly took that photo, flashed all over the nation saying it's a Congress councillor, and they harassed the whole family. Actually, I'm just told that their family was beaten up and being harassed.
You're saying categorically that it isn't Phunsok Sepang in that picture, that viral picture of with him
Yes,
in a
I'm
crowbar.
saying
It's not
after
him.
confirming and reconfirming 4 or 5 times from people that was not him, that was somebody who looked like him, perhaps his distant cousin or someone, and they used it to say that conveniently that it is a Congress-led agitation. Congress has no such capacity. I want to tell you, I wouldn't give them so much credit that at one call they'll get 4,000 youth out of their homes. They are not that competent. They couldn't have done that. It is just some frenzy, some madness that caught the youth yesterday.
So what frenzy are you talking about? Fine, even if you're saying this is not the Congress council, I'll give you one more example. On the 23rd of September this year, Congress councillor Smanla Dorje Norbu. There is a video of him doing a press conference. He is in the Congress office. There is a Congress translite behind him. He is saying, we are going to attack the BJP office. Nobody will stop me from stone pelting. Are you still saying that there is no Congress angle? Because this man,
yes,
pictures
there
you
was
see,
a
he's
press
there.
conference
He's in the
like
Congress
that,
office.
but that was on the day when 2 people were critically hospitalized, and this Mr. Smanla belongs to the same village, and he was taking out his frustration at this scene. He was saying, it's my people who are there in the hospital. So in that emotional outburst, he may have said some such things, which I don't endorse.
No, but it cannot be an emotional outburst. He is provoking people to violence. He's talking about stone pelting at the BJP office.
Yes, so anything like this is condemnable, but again, I repeat, they are not so they don't hold any influence to bring thousands of youth by saying something like this.
But that's what your
I wouldn't
analysis
give them
is.
that credit. They are hardly effective, Congress party here. So you can't say they just made one speech and 4,000 people came out.
Okay, then if you
They
didn't provoke
did
them,
make a press conference, and I didn't approve of that itself. I could understand his frustration at his village people dying, but people wouldn't come on just one press conference. They call people for their rallies. Nobody comes. They have a humiliating time when nobody turns up. And here we are saying they could muster 5,000 crowd.
Mr. Wangchuk, you're saying that this is their frustration. A lot of people can also interpret it as provocation. But if you didn't provoke and the Congress is incapable of mobilizing people, then why did people start pelting stones? Why was there arson? What was the catalyst of the violence starting? That question nobody is answering.
Telling you again, the immediate cause was the 2 people being hospitalized. The general cause was the 6 years frustration that they held all inside them for this many years. And now, because the government has chosen to blame and find scapegoats, and because the government is finding a scapegoat on me and Congress, young people are getting even more angry. I can send you notes they're writing that first you frustrate us for 6 years, leaving us jobless, and when we express our anger, you blame it on this and that. So we are not putting balm on the wounds, we are putting salt on the wounds. I mean, these are clever moves, but we need wisdom today. I again and again say, from the government side, from the people's side, let's sit together, understand their grievances, solve them at the root. I mean, we are not to harm each other here. Let's find a solution together. Let's not blame each other in this such sad times.
Mr. Wangchuk, you say that the violence was a result of people being frustrated because 6 years there is no progress. Let me again read to you from the Home Ministry press release where they say, a hunger strike was started by you. Despite it being well known that the government of India has been actively engaged with the apex body Leh and Kargil Democratic Alliance on same issues, and that a series of meetings were held with them through formal channel of high-powered committee as well as subcommittee, and multiple informal meetings with leaders. So all of this was known, yet certain politically motivated people were not happy.
This is the sad part, that we are finding scapegoats to accuse.
No, but they're saying you were
Otherwise,
motivated.
let me tell you, in the last 5 years, so many talks happened. No progress made. Finally, on 27th May, some partial progress was made on the third point of the 4-point agenda, which was the smallest, which was about employment.
You outlined.
Only partial progress made. Rest all untouched.
But sir,
and
they
here
were
the
talking
elections
on the
are
issues
coming
that you
and
mentioned.
people want them, just let me finish. People want them fulfilled before the election. So the major points are still untouched. And tell you, 27th May till now, no talks held. 4 months, no talks held. And that's why people were frustrated. And talks were kept on 6th of October. Can you imagine? These people on Anshan, on fast, were going to keep the fast till the talks are held. So just to punish them, the government keeps the talks 16 days away, when they could have kept it 3 days, 4 days, 5 days away.
Not just 16 days away. Point number 4 in this statement says that the high-powered committee meeting has been scheduled for 6 October, but meetings are planned on 25th and 26th of September with the leaders from Ladakh, which means today.
That's a misleader. That 25, 26 thing happened just yesterday morning, as far as I know. So they just inserted this also conveniently. This was not there. All they had given was 6th October as the date of talks. Now with all this happening, all the pressure, they started saying 25th. I think it is from last evening or so.
Okay.
They inserted that. That was not offered. Had that been there, maybe it would have consoled people a little bit.
Okay, let me just ask you straight away. Mr. Wangchuk, did your organization get money in violation of FCRA guidelines, and did you get money into your personal accounts. There are a number of violations that are now being investigated. Your license has been cancelled for one of your organizations. Did you take money in your personal accounts? Did you violate the FCRA? Mr. Wangchuk, can you hear me? Did you take money into your personal account?
No. There is nothing about personal. If at all, personal money has been put into our institute. I'm one person who contributes 1 crore every year so that others contribute 9 crores. Yeah, matching contribution. Can you pay attention to me?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just trying to give you the details of what is alleged.
Read out
All
Let me
details from the
tell you.
Sonam Wangchuk
document.
personal and
Please
joint
listen to me.
accounts. Yes.
Yes. This has happened nearly 1.5 months ago, at a time when the elections are about to come. For all these 30 years, none of this has happened. In fact, I have received some 30 national and international awards. Now it has all come in a flurry. So first came an FIR, then came a notice that our land is being taken away, then came this CBI inquiry. Now the interesting part, listen to this. You're saying foreign funds are received. Yes, they investigated it and we showed them that Hayal does not accept foreign contribution, but our knowledge, especially in passive solar heating and in artificial glaciers, is valued all over the world. United Nations has paid fees for our services so that these technologies can be given to Afghanistan. Swiss University has taken our services. Italian organization has taken our services. These are business transactions, service agreements with full tax paid. They mistook it as foreign contribution. I consider it mistake on their part and therefore I don't mind it. But that's what was thought as a foreign contribution.
But
it is not.
Okay, but is it true that HAIL accepted foreign remittances even before applying for FCRA registration, which is a breach of Section 11 of the Act? You're saying this is being misread.
No, we didn't apply. We chose to not take FCRA for Himalayan Institute of Alternatives.
Why? I mean, and how could you get money in the accounts of HAIL if you haven't got FCRA license?
We only took fees for our services, our knowledge. Any university has a dream to export its knowledge, and we are able to. We should be given an award, if at all.
Okay, so you say that this is a witch hunt instead of the award that you deserve. Are you categorically saying no foreign contribution rules have been violated by you?
They'll find out.
You could be arrested, Mr. Wangchuk. There's a possibility you may be arrested. Right now, only your license has been cancelled. Are you prepared for that? Because the violence that has happened, 4 people have died.
I'm happy to be arrested anytime if for this cause I have to be arrested. I'm preparing for that, looking forward to it. I don't want to be in confusion. So I've made up my mind that I will be arrested. But I want to tell you, Sonam Wangchuk in jail will be equally, if not more, problematic as Sonam Wangchuk outside participating in dialogues and discussions.
Why do you say that? That almost sounds like a warning to the administration.
Because it will awaken people more about how this country is being run. People who have given their lives for the education of the young, defense of the country, who has worked with the Indian Defense Forces to build them solar heated shelters, who has launched movements against China, made in China boycott movement was launched by me. If such a person is jailed and then corrupt people are freely roaming around, that will be a great scene for the nation to see and understand what's happening in our country.
Okay, you say you have truth on your side and it's only a witch hunt by the government. Good luck to you then in that case, Mr. Sonam Wangchuk. May the truth and the facts be with you. Let me take this straight across to the guest. Joining us now is Dr. Ajay Kumar, national spokesperson of the Congress Party. We have Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, Abhijit Ayar Mitra, senior fellow at IPCS, and Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP. What do you make of this, Dr. Ajay Kumar? The fact, and the government is absolutely clear on this, that there were Nepalese citizens present there. They were present doing arson. There were people from outside of Ladakh. What do we make of this fact?
Look, the fact is, any kind of violence, whether the government mishandled, is not acceptable, first question. And what is interesting is the BJP trying to, and Amit Malviya as usual famously trying to peddle untruth. If you see the Home Ministry note, there is nothing to say with the Congress. And Sonam Wangchuk, I was seeing your interview, Padmaja. This is what is ruining the nation. I mean, it's like me telling them Mr. Modi is responsible for the Manipur violence. I mean, I can say that there are guys from the BJP who are terrorists supporting the Arambai Tengol, and their MPs got photos and supporting the head of the Arambai Tengol in Manipur. Does that mean that BJP is doing the violence there? Has anybody, Congress said that the BJP is involved? We said that the Prime Minister has not been able to handle the situation.
No, except in this present case, there is actually a leader of the Congress who is sitting in the Congress office and saying, I'm going to pelt stones. Now, Mr. Wangchuk is saying it was frustration and emotion. But nonetheless,
Padmaja,
it is instigation.
Padmaja, your integrity, I know, is high. So let me ask you a question. It was because he was provoked with 2 people in the hospital. Whether he should have said it? No, he shouldn't have said it. No debate on that. But what do you say about people spreading false videos? Yeah, you please take a category. And there is nobody from Home Ministry saying this is the guy. We've got reports that he was nowhere near there. But the most important part
if I may just stop you for a second, Sonam Wangchuk confirmed that he indeed was there. He has just confirmed, and I can play that out again for you. He said yes.
No, one sec. He said he was at the press. One sec. He said he was at the press conference.
Yes, the press conference where they said pelt stones at BJP office.
Listen, one sec. So let me read my words slowly. The reason for the press conference, and he explained. The BJP's released a video of a guy who looks like him saying he was involved in the violence. So first of all, you think the Home Ministry wouldn't have pulled it out by now? You think the state intelligence, the intelligence bureau wouldn't have pulled it out by now? The question is, look where this country is going. The principal opposition party, and this is why it is happening in Manipur. That is why, first, they can't control Manipur, they can't control Uttarakhand. One sec, let me complete. They can't control the United States, forget it. My question to you is, repeatedly, any kind of violence is not acceptable. But I want you to ask my colleagues from the BJP that they put this statehood question in their manifesto 3 times. 19, 24 Lok Sabha, 19 Lok Sabha, then 25 recently, I believe, in the Autonomous Council. The most important part, and Padmaja, then I'll tell, Ladakh has never been on your TV channels, not you, means TV channels news. Seema Haider was more important.
No, to be fair, I have no recollection of any Seema Haider ever being on my channel or my screen. But again, it's a serious issue. Let's come back to the violence because we are looking at the death of 4 people. Sanju Verma, speaking purely on facts, Sonam Wangchuk says, Congress party says that councillor was never present. It's a misleading picture that you are spreading, and the other man who was there in a press conference was only saying those things because he was frustrated, he was angry. You are looking for fall guys. Sanju Verma.
You know, Padmaja, I heard the Congress spokesperson without heckling, and I deserve my time without being heckled. Now, since you've been given a certificate that you have a lot of integrity, let me also say Padmaja Joshi has high integrity and does not mince her words. But I don't think you need certificates from any of us. Let me make one thing very, very clear. Let me make one thing very, very clear. They are not able to control Manipur. They are not able to maintain law and order. They are not able to control the situation in Leh Ladakh. They are not able to control the situation in Arunachal Pradesh. Who are the they? Obviously, the Congress spokesperson means they as in Modi government. Now, I will tell you what the other side is trying to do. They lost 3 Lok Sabha elections in a row. They lost Maharashtra, Haryana and Delhi. They have been vanquished by the electorate. They have been undermining the integrity of the election commission. They have been undermining the integrity of the enforcement directorate. They are trying to justify violence in Leh Ladakh, thinking यहाँ पर भी एक नेपाल जैसी स्थिति बन सकती है, तो भला कितना मजा आ जाएगा. And when I say they, I mean Rahul Gandhi and the Darbari ecosystem. My first point is this. Did BJP promise statehood in various manifestos?
No, they're saying we have nothing to do with the violence. There was one man who only spoke out of frustration. He never incited any violence. Sonam Wangchuk also says, I did nothing. I was issuing appeals for peace.
Padmaja, you know, when the Congress was speaking, you allowed him a free run. Can I please speak? At least you as the anchor don't heckle me. I expect that from the Congress.
No, I'm not heckling. But can we address who is responsible for the violence? You have said Rahul Gandhi burnt Ladakh. They are saying nothing doing. We did not pick up even a match, leave alone set Ladakh on fire.
I am coming to your question. Now, please bear with me. Please don't interject me because it breaks my chain of thought. Let me make this very clear. There's a man, he's carrying a weapon, whether it's a danda or what have you, I don't care. But there's a weapon in his hand and he has a mask. But you have to be deaf, dumb and mute not to realize that that man carrying the danda at the forefront of the violent agitation in Leh Ladakh, trying to indulge in brazen vandalism, burn down CRPF vehicles, get into a fisticuff with the Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force, trying to burn down the LAHDC office. Who's this man with that mask? This man is none other than the Congress councillor from Upper Leh,
Ravi
a
Srivastava.
man called Stanzing Sepang. And I repeat, with full responsibility on your channel, Stanzing Sepang.
If I am able to speak, then only I will speak.
No, can I please finish? Padmaja, I heard the Congress.
I think the monologue has been too long.
Because
Can I
Sonam
speak now?
Wangchuk has denied it.
Can
He
I
is
take
saying
30
this is
seconds?
not
Yes.
Stanzing Sepang.
Yes,
I have
flatly
confirmed
denied
it
it.
from
Can
5
I
other
take
people.
30 seconds?
Now it's a
Yes,
question of
flatly
claim versus
denied
claim.
it.
10
That
seconds,
there
Sanju
was
Verma
no
finish.
Congress and
Just a
it-
second.
Can I
Ravi
finish?
Srivastava second. 10 seconds, Sanju Verma finish.
Can I finish?
It's two claims contradicting each other.
Can I finish, please? I don't want this constant heckling, otherwise don't call the BJP. It's a sensitive issue. I need to put my point across without this constant, background music.
Finish
from
your
the
point,
other
Sanju
parties.
Verma.
I'm finishing my point, but please don't. Let this man speak.
Let
Let this
us
man
have
speak.
one
What
person
purpose?
speaking at a time.
Should behave
Ravi
properly
Srivastava,
on
give
the
30
channel.
seconds.
Can I
Finish your
please?
point. Sanju Verma.
Thank you. Yes. At least Ajay Kumar did not heckle me and I did not heckle him. I don't know why Ravi Srivastava is getting so excited and jumping up and down. Let's get one thing very clear, Padmaja. Stanzing Sepang was at the forefront of the vandalization, and what action will be taken against him, you will see that panning out in the next couple of hours, point number one. Point number two, I want to draw the attention of your audience to a very, very irresponsible statement by Mehbooba Mufti, who's also playing to Rahul Gandhi's playbook, saying, why was Sonam Wangchuk's FCRA license cancelled?
Okay.
Sonam Wangchuk's NGO called Himalayan Institute of Alternatives Ladakh, HIAL, received foreign funding in contravention of Section 16 of the FCRA Act. Sonam Wangchuk's NGO, HIAL, used that foreign funding not for the designated purpose that it was supposed to be used for. And Sonam Wangchuk's NGO, let me finish
Ravi
my last
Srivastava.
point.
Okay, Ravi
Sonam
Srivastava countering.
Wangchuk's
Ravi
NGO
Srivastava. Ravi Srivastava.
has
Padmaja,
been
first of
indulging
all,
in anti-India
Appa-
activity for way too long
Sonam
now. His trust has been called out.
Sonam Wangchuk was never a villain till yesterday. Till that violence took place, till the people died over there. Then only
He
the
was
government
not a
realized
villain
that
for
he is a
people like
defaulter.
you.
Keep
You are
quiet
a
now.
trained panelist who will sing
Keep quiet.
any tune that you are paid.
Keep
One at a time, Ms. Verma, please. Now it's Ravi Srivastava's turn. Ravi Srivastava, finish your point. Ravi Srivastava, finish your point. I'll go to Abhijit Iyer
I'm
Mitra
saying
next.
clearly, you
have
have
zero
heard her for a
integrity.
long time. Allow me to speak now. See, till yesterday, he was not a defaulter. Today, he became a defaulter. Today, his license is cancelled. Today, his arrest is imminent because he has dissented with the government. This is
That
what
is
because he
actually
has
not
spoken
true.
the truth.
Here is a
Isn't it?
2007 notice when the UPA was in government, Mr. Srivastava. In 2007, the Office of the Deputy Commissioner in Leh had issued a letter to Mr. Sonam Wangchuk saying that you have been demoralizing government staff by passing administrative offices like Zonal Education Office, etc., using undignified language and remarks, showering baseless allegations against department and functionaries. You have been illegally occupying 200 canals of land without paying dues to the government, etc. 2007, BJP was nowhere close to being in government. Even then, he had been pointed out for irregularities and illegal occupation of land, Mr. Srivastava.
Okay, then what is the government was doing? The government should have cancelled it long before. The government should have caught him. The government should have arrested him. Why did they do it? Because he was useful for them. Today he has dissented. He has become a voice of the youth of Leh Ladakh. So he has become a villain now. So he will be punished for that. So all cases will be made against him. And this Congress story is bogus. He has clearly said it. I have also heard the interview, the way you have displayed it, that he said it clearly. There was no Congress person there.
Okay,
And Congress,
Abhijit Iyer
even
Mitra.
a councillor election was
Insinuations and stories. One,
he cannot
why
bring
was he
out
not
4,000
arrested earlier
people
if he
there.
was such a villain? And two, the whole Congress angle is only cooked up. According to Sonam Wangchuk, the man wasn't even present. The one present there has got nothing to do with Congress, says Sonam Wangchuk.
So, Padmaja, I just want to deal with three specific points that have come up just during this debate. 2007, the notice was sent. What was the BJP doing? As I recollect, the BJP only came in 2014. There were 7 years between 2007 and 14. What was the Congress doing? Did they find him convenient as well? Number one. Number two, I want to point out in that interview you just did, and I love the way that you're non-confrontational, which is why so much of the truth comes out. He says, yes, we didn't want HIAL to receive foreign money. And then he says we were paid fees. Now, see, paying of fees happens to a commercial company. An NGO cannot get fees. Even fees has to come under the FCRA. So on your program, he effectively admitted that HIAL did get money in contravention of the FCRA. And it was not set up as a commercial company because he himself says it was set up as an NGO. And he says we did not want it to get FCRA. So he is admitted to the second point of government as well. The third, he says, people were frustrated. Padmaja, the amount of governmental failure in this country, I'm 47 years old, the amount of governmental failure I've dealt with for the last 47 years. I mean, honestly, I should be taking up an AK-47 and going shooting down everyone, given the amount of frustration I have with government yet. Are you serious? Just because talks don't go to your schedule, sab babu inke schedule pe chalenge kya? They have no other work to do. It is not only they should get what they want, but they should also get it in the timeline that they want. The last time I've heard this is in the Palestinian negotiations. We want what we want at the time that we want, and we don't care what we do. Just peace has frustrations. Statehood has frustrations. Look at Telangana. How long did they fight to get their state? Did they go around burning things up? No. So I'm sorry, this excuse of his, it took so long. And what? It was just a few months. We're not even talking about years.
Ravi Srivastav.
So that was a justification of violence. It was a normalization of violence. And I don't think Mr. Wangchuk has come out looking very nice in your interview.
And incitement is being passed off as frustration. Nonetheless, 4 people are dead, Mr. Srivastav. Incitement or frustration or whatever you choose to call it.
That is what he has clearly said. It was abrupt, it was spontaneous, and he did not ask anybody to take law into hand. He said it was
Obviously,
a kind of...
what else do you expect him to say? Yes, I was asking people to burn down the BJP office. What do you expect them to say? That yes,
he did not
I asked
ask for
people
it,
to
no.
burn cars.
No, he did not ask for it to do it. Did he ask it?
Then who did it? The Congress didn't do it. Sonam Wangchuk didn't do it. Then who did it?
Yeah, probe it. That's what is the job of the government. What are they doing? Let them probe it, investigate it.
Okay.
The whole thing.
Sanju Verma, 2 points. 2 points. One, it is your failure. And 2, okay, here is Abhijit is showing something. Abhijit, by the way, I played that video. He said, I spoke of Arab Spring, but I said it in the nature of, I will sacrifice my life. I never meant that people should take to the streets or should pull down a government. Arab Spring, he said, was about me sacrificing my own life.
There is this Archbishop of Canterbury called Becket who was killed by the king. And his defense was, I never told anybody to kill Becket. I just said, will nobody rid me of this troublesome clergyman? This is that classic argument of King Henry, I did not have Thomas Becket killed. Listen, when you're going around saying things like, there should be burning, there should be whatever, but I won't do it. I am not inciting. I'm sorry.
Sanju Verma, was this an intelligence failure that you're trying to wash your hands off?
Padmaja, let's look at one post on X/Twitter by Sonam Wangchuk as recently as 23rd September at 3:31 p.m. Thank you, Arunachal, for raising the voice of Ladakh. You have raised the voice not just of Ladakh, but of all the tribal cultures and fragile ecologies of Himalayas. Day 14 of Ladakh Anshan. What is the need for dragging Arunachal Pradesh into the Ladakh issue? Point number 1. Point number 2. Is it not true that 135 crore worth of money has been evaded by way of tax that is supposed to be paid by Sonam Wangchuk's very infamous NGO, whose license has now been cancelled. The NGO's name is Himalayan Institute of Alternatives, Ladakh. And the third point is, Sonam Wangchuk married a woman called Rebecca Norman. And this is not about who's marrying whom. But the moot point is, Rebecca Norman. Why is nobody mentioning this? Why has no journalist dug up this? Rebecca Norman is on the board of trustees of Open Society Foundation, which is basically a George Soros affiliate. Rebecca Norman, the wife of Sonam Wangchuk, is also on the board of trustees of Ford Foundation. And who are the two biggest donors to Sonam Wangchuk's HIAL?
Okay.
The NGO whose license has been cancelled, it is Ford Foundation and Open Society Foundation. So Padmaja Joshi ji, chronology samjhiye.
Okay.
Sonam Wangchuk, Rebecca Norman, Ford Foundation, Open Society Foundation, trouble in Ladakh, trouble in Arunachal Pradesh, Congress supporting Sonam Wangchuk supporting Congress, and Rahul Gandhi saying,
Dr. Ajay Kumar, what do you have to say about this chronology?
ऐसा होगा, हमने तो पहले कहा था ऐसा होगा.
You know, the problem, Padmaja, is the continuous lies. If you knew so much about Rebecca, then what were you doing till the Ladakh Leh started burning? Look at this BJP. They knew Soros, they knew Rebecca, but they let the whole of Leh... No, one sec, let me complete. The whole Leh burn. Oh, by the way, this is what it is for Foundation Soros. The third issue is, I did not interrupt you. Padmaja, I cannot speak. I cannot speak to such badly mannered people. God, yeah, Padmaja, I'm getting up because I can't talk to somebody like her because
Okay, let him finish, please. Let him finish his point.
No class. Awesomely Battamiz. I mean, no class. I can't debate like this here. Either I don't interrupt, so let her keep quiet. No, please.
Okay, now my question is, fine, you're saying that the BJP should not have sat on its hands. Why are you still calling him a scapegoat and why are you supporting him? At least be open to the idea that there are FCRA violations. It should be impartially probed. Why are you rushing to give him a certificate of innocence?
No. First question, nobody's doing it. I think you're creating a canard, and I'm going to tell to the Congress leadership not to attend this show because this is a canard. We didn't say it. Who has said it that Sonam Wangchuk should be... which person in the Congress has said that? You tell me which person in the Congress said that FCR. No, one sec.
No, because the India Alliance has. Omar Abdullah has. Mehbooba Mufti has.
No, I refuse to take part. Because you are having an agenda. Which Congress person has said that FCRA should not be investigated?
No, I have no agenda, sir. I am asking you...
Who said it?
Are you open to the idea? Are you open to the idea that Sonam Wangchuk is guilty of FCRA violation? Simple, yes or no?
Madam Joshi, first question. You said that you're supporting him. Which person in the Congress has supported on the FCRA?
You yourself.
On the FCRA.
Because you are saying, sitting here, that Sonam Wangchuk is being made into a fall guy. That naturally translates into that he is innocent.
Okay, one sec. Again, did I say? That's what I'm saying. You have an agenda. Shame on you. Did I say that even once in the show?
There is no agenda.
No, did I say once in the show?
Let's make it absolutely clear.
Did I say once in the show?
Dr. Kumar, are you saying categorically...
Did I say one sec?
Dr. Kumar, okay, set the record straight. Dr. Ajay Kumar,
as a Congress person,
are you saying...
One sec. Either you listen to me or I'm getting up and
Give me 10 seconds and then I will admit that I was mistaken. Are you saying, sir, that the Congress party thinks that Sonam Wangchuk is guilty or could be guilty of FCRA violations?
First question is, any violation should be investigated. No debate on it, whoever it is. Second, any kind of violence is abhorrible. Third, the BJP, a masked person comes on the video and they have the audacity, the Home Ministry, the Intelligence Bureau has not said it, and they spread cannons on the TV about Rahul Gandhi. That means Modi did the riots in Manipur.
And I have asked questions about that masked person. Sonam Wangchuk has revealed right here on this show, which I wouldn't have allowed if I had any agenda, sir, that person is being paraded as a congressman when apparently he is not. Now, let me ask you again categorically, sir, are you open to the suggestion that Sonam Wangchuk is guilty of FCRA violations? And when a probe takes place, it should not be called a witch hunt. There should be an impartial probe. You're open to a probe?
Padmaja, how many times you want me to repeat the same thing? I said FCRA violation, whoever it is, whether it's Sonam Wangchuk, anybody, please investigate. Whoever is responsible for violence, please take action. The question again is they're breaking this country. They burn Manipur. They'll continue to burn the people. The Congress has got nothing to do with it. And look at the TV program today. Home Ministry doesn't say it. The police doesn't say it. The malware BJP guy spokesperson come and continuously tell lies on how do you know
answer
who the
this,
person-
answer this then.
Why doesn't the
Sanju
Home
Verma,
Ministry
answer
say that
this.
the masked person
The
is a
Congress
Congress person?
spokesperson
Then
is categorically
arrest him.
saying he holds no
Arrest
grief
him.
for Sonam Wangchuk. Investigate him, jail him, but don't drag the Congress into it. They've got nothing to do with it. They want an investigation.
Padmaja, let me say this with full responsibility on your channel. Rahul Gandhi is on record saying ahead of Lok Sabha 2024 elections, ये जो नरेंद्र मोदी है ना, ये जब हार जाएगा, देश की जो जनता है, देश की जो युवा है, वो सड़कों पर आकर इस मोदी की पिटाई करेगी. That is the language by Rahul Gandhi for Narendra Modi, a man who's not only the Prime Minister but at least 20 years older to him. But
Okay.
Rahul Gandhi and Badtamizi are two sides of the same coin. This is the same Rahul Gandhi who 2 years back, Padmaja, went to Cambridge and said, why is the US and why is the European Union not intervening when a large chunk of democracy is coming undone in India? So much so that Supreme Court had to haul up Rahul Gandhi by asking him, do you have any proof that 2,000 square kilometers were given away to China?
Okay,
You
look,
don't see
look.
and talk
Without
like an
going into
Indian.
the background, let me say one thing
don't
very
talk like an
simply.
Indian.
That if the allegations against Sonam Wangchuk are indeed true, they should be thoroughly probed, including the fact that that person present during the violence in Ladakh was a member of the Congress or not. Because this should not be left at the level of allegations. This should be investigated, and anyone who is responsible for the violence, for FCRA violations, they should be made to pay. They should not be limited to a television debate. Action should be taken. Thanks very much, all gentlemen and Sanju Verma, for joining me. And on this limited issue, the buck should stop, because it's not just about political finger pointing. It is about ensuring that accountability is given, accountability is ensured, and nobody is made simply into a political scapegoat. If they are guilty, they belong in jail and not just as the subject of television debates. Thanks very much. Stay with us as more news and updates are lined up after this break.